Alright, welcome to this introductory video to the ever so confusing topic of functions. I'll be brutally honest, this topic took me ages to understand. Functions are like insanely, it's a concept that once you get it, it's easy, but until you get it, it's really confusing. So I'll try to explain it in a way that you can understand. So functions are expressed most commonly in a way like this. F brackets x is going to equal something. For example, 2x. Now don't mistake this for f multiplied by x is equaling 2x. Within the notation of functions, this just means f of x means 2x. I'll explain what all this means in a second. But usually you have the notations of x and x. So when you see an f behind followed by a bracket of algebra, you instantly know it's going to be a function and you're not supposed to multiply the two like so. Okay, let's take a look at how exactly we're going to do functions. So, questions of functions will often go like this. If f of x is equal to 2x, then find... I'm going to go through a question and this will hopefully help you to understand what functions are. I'm going to explain as we go. If f of x is equal to 2x, then find f brackets x minus 1. That's it. You're just supposed to find that. Answer your question starting like this. F x minus 1 is equal to. Now we were told that f of x is equal to 2x. So what we now do is we substitute in this value, x minus 1, into our value of 2x. By that I mean we're going to have 2 multiplied by x, the value of x, which we are told now is x minus 1. Alright? I'll go through this one more time. So, our question statement, it tells us this much. The question is going to tell us this. F of x is equal to 2x. X is an unknown. We don't know what it is so far. Then we're supposed to find f x minus 1. This is telling us that the value of x is x minus 1. Then we substitute in this value of x minus 1 into the position of x, because we were told that f of x is equal to 2x. Then we just multiply 2 by the value of x, which is x minus 1. And that'll give us 2 times x, which is 2x, minus 2 times negative 1, which is 2. That's literally it. 2x minus 2. I hope this sort of made sense. Let's take a look at another example. We're going to do a bunch of examples. If f of x is equal to 2x plus 5, then find f of 3. This is now telling us that when we have x, the value of x, it's going to equal 2x plus 5. Then find f of 3. If we substitute in the value of 3 in for x, because it's telling us the value of x is 3. So we multiply 2 by the value of x, which is going to be 3, and we add 5. We don't multiply the 5 by 3 because there is no x behind it. Then we can simplify it by doing 2 times 3, which is 6, plus 5, which gives us our final answer of 11. Alright? We're substituting in the value of 3 for x because it tells us that x is 3. Alright, another example. If f of x is equal to x squared plus 5. I hope you're getting the hang of it now. This is going to tell you the question. Then find, let's try the possible values of a. Then find, now we're going to go one step higher. If you didn't understand everything so far, just go back and rewatch what I just said. That'll hopefully help you to understand it. Then find the possible values, this is going to be a long one, of a, such that, I'll explain what this question means in just a second, f of a is equal to 41. Alright? Okay, this is going to be confusing. I'll try to explain it in a simple way. We're told that f of x is equal to x squared plus 5. So we need to know the value of x. Then we're told to find the possible values of a such that f of a is equal to 41. What this is telling us is that we can substitute in this value of 41 in to, okay, this is going to be really confusing. So it's basically telling us f of a, okay, f of a is 41, right? And we have f of x is x squared plus 5. We're supposed to find the values of this such that it matches with this. So we can rearrange this equation like so. X squared plus 5 is equal to 41. I'll run through one more question just like this, just to, get rid of any discrepancies in understanding. The possible values of a such that it matches with this. So it means that x squared plus 5 needs to match 41. What are the possible values that match with the function f(a) is 41? Now all we have to do is solve our function. X, it's not even a function, it's just basic algebra now. We're going to minus 5 on both sides to give us 36. And we can square root both sides. We square rooted the x squared, getting rid of the squared. Square root of 36 is going to be 6. That's our final answer. And because we did a square root of x, right, it's going to be plus or minus root 6. That's why it's two values. Once you hear the possible values, you're most likely going to have two values. Okay. We're going to still have this same part of our, this is still going to be part of our question. So let me just copy this over, if I can manage to do it smoothly. If f of x is equal to x squared plus 5, so this is still our question, then find the possible values. Hopefully you're sort of seeing the pattern of k this time, such that f of k is equal to 5.25. So it's telling us that f of k is 5.25, and we want to see what matches. What value of f of x equals x squared plus 5 matches with 5.25? We can rearrange this now by writing our equation as x squared plus 5 is equal to 5.25, because we want to know what matches, the possible values of k, because they need to match. Well, we can minus 5 on both sides to give us 0.25 is equal to k squared. So k is just going to be root 0.25, which is going to be plus or minus 0.5. That's it. Hopefully this made sense. Okay, let's try one more harder question. If f of x is equal to 2x cubed minus 250, work out x when f of x is equal to 0. Now, what do you notice? F of x is equal to 0. The difference between these questions, this question, and this question, compared to these questions, is we had the bracket. We knew what the value of x was. So we substituted in x because we knew what x was. We were told the value of x within the bracket. But notice with these questions, we're not told the value of x. We just have another algebraic number. So we don't substitute this 0 in for x. Work out x when f of x is 0. So that means we're going to have to make 2x cubed minus 250, right? That's going to equal 0. Because it's telling us f of x is 0 when this is the algebraic equation. So 2x cubed minus 250 is 0. We can add 250 on both sides to give us 2x cubed. We can divide both sides by 2 to get rid of the 2. So x cubed is equal to 250 divided by 2, which is 125. Then we can cube root both sides to get rid of the x cubed. So the cube root of 125, which happens to be 5. 5 times 5 times 5 is 125. And because it was a cube root, it's going to have to be, actually no, it won't be, because it's a cube root. So you're going back to your positive integer. So it's going to be 5 as your final answer. We'll go back to one question that's quite akin to the questions that we had previously, the initial questions that we started with. For example, f of x is equal to x squared plus ax minus 8. If f of x is equal to x squared plus ax minus 8, and if ax is equal to x squared plus ax minus 8, if f, that looks like a t, minus 3 is equal to 13, find the value of a. So now we know this minus 3. So what this tells us is that the value of x is going to be minus 3. This means we can substitute this value of 3 because x is 3, right? So we can substitute the x here and here with 13. That means 13 squared plus a multiplied by 13, which we can write as 13a, is going to equal 13a minus 8, sorry. Oh, wait, sorry, what am I doing, guys? I'm so sorry. The value of x is minus 3, not 13. I missaw. So I misspoke, sorry. So it's going to be minus 3 squared plus minus 3a. That's just going to become minus 3a, isn't it? Minus 8. And that's all going to equal 13. Notice the difference between our initial questions, where we just had to substitute the values in. Now, we're given what the thing equals, 13. That's why we move that over to our bottom, to our equal sign. If we didn't have this, it would just be this equals 0, and we would have to do a quadratic equation to solve it. Factorizing, I mean, sorry. Then what do? We can simplify out our equation. So minus 3 squared is going to be 9 minus 3a minus 8 equals 13. We only have one variable, so it's going to be really easy to solve. We're going to move all our numbers to our right-hand side. We can minus 9 on both sides, giving us 4, plus 8 on both sides, giving us 12, is equaling to minus 3a, divided by minus 3 on both sides to give us minus 4 is a. I hope this introduces the concept of functions. There are things called inverse functions and composite functions, which are basically inverses like inverse operations. You're doing the opposite of a function. So there's things like this, which I'll cover in another video, and composite functions, where you have 2 letters in front of your function. But those are not as hard as understanding the concept of functions. If you can understand this video of how functions work, you can basically answer any question. I hope this helped, and thank you for watching this video.